Hello, my name is Susanna Leto di Priolo. I'm Italian, and I have been working for pharma industry for almost 38 years, but I should say the last 13 years were the most exciting and important for me because I was named inside the company I was working for, responsible to work with the patient groups, in cancer especially, but also in other diseases. And this was the most rewarding and also emotional part of my professional life. To know the needs of patients with different disease, with rare disease, with cancer, with different cancer, understand their needs in terms of emotional support, clinical support, but also, if I can say, policy support. When I joined the company in 2004 in that role, especially in cancer, the patient organizations at European level were very, very few. To name some of them that probably you have heard of were European Cancer Patient Coalition, and the oldest one was Europa Donna for breast cancer. Now, if we count the European or international network having their seat in Europe, there are almost more than 22 in different disease areas becoming strong advocates. What means advocates? Means that they fight for their right in knowing the disease, right in supporting the patient, right in having the good management of the disease, right to access new technologies and new drugs. What I did in these 13 years of work is to know them, to work with them, to understand common goals, because it could be that the goal of a pharma company can be different from the goal of a patient group. But I can tell you we had a lot of common goals, because at the end also pharma companies, the goal is to have patients staying well, live longer, or live even more than a normal patient. And I should say, especially in cancer, we had incredible innovation coming out in the last years. What I've seen also in these 13 years working with them, how they grow in advocating for important voice in the development of drugs, voice in the appraisal of drugs at the European and also local level. And there are in some countries that the involvement of patient groups is already happening at a level of high involvement, and they are listened to. In some other countries, it seems they are listened to, but they are not yet. And it's very important that all the stakeholders in the healthcare sector, so the pharma industry, the policymakers, the regulators, the patient, the doctor, understand that the patient voice is very important, especially now where we have drugs and new technologies that are really becoming personalized. So now I left pharma industry. I'm retired, but the passion for patients, the passion for their fight, the willingness to still work with them and to maintain my role as a connection between pharma, policymakers, regulators, and patient will remain. And I hope that I will be able to give still some of my experience. And the last experience was very, very important. I was representing my company in an incredible project that was done by the European Commission together with FPA, the European Federation of Pharma Industry. The project was called EUPATI, means European Patient Academy in Therapeutic Innovation, and it's been so successful. It just ended the 31st of January, but will continue under the European Patient Forum leadership, and will maintain the goal to empower the patient to understand their rights, how the drugs are developed, so they can say what is the best for the patient. Because I can tell you, in my experience with pharma industry, I saw sometimes that we, as pharma, developed protocols that were never acceptable for a patient because of too many visits, because of procedures that were painful, perhaps unnecessary in their frequency, or because even some exclusion or inclusion criteria were, if I can say, stupid. They were not really covering the real patient in need of that drugs. So I'm here to continue this work together with patients and companies to understand each other and have the best results for the patient.